Hello there, welcome to Heart Explained. I think I'm just going to do a part 2 now to carry on from the last video, which is how the modern world causes a lot of our pain and problems and our mental illness. And this one is more focused on how you can be a millionaire within 28 days if you do these certain things right. Just 28 days for you to become a millionaire. Now, you might have watched this video under the impression that I'm going to tell you some really good tips on how to earn a lot of money. Now, unfortunately, I've been a little bit naughty in the thumbnail, in the title, because I'm talking about being a millionaire, as in feeling like you're a millionaire. There's a feeling that millionaires have because lots of desires are met and they can attain a lot of dreams at the drop of a hat. They think about something that they really want and they can get it within 24 hours. They think of a place where they want to go, or even better, where they want to live, and they look at properties and purchase that place, and they can get it done pretty quick. They can walk into a showroom, pick a car based on their fame without any paperwork and drive away with it. You want to feel like this, and this is important more than attaining the money in the bank, because if we can feel like this, then we won't need those luxuries to go with it, because we've already got the feeling of it. So I'm going to teach you how to attain this feeling, and the great thing about it is if you do this within a month, you'll feel this good that you'll actually probably double or treble your wealth eventually anyway, because you'll start to feel so good. You'll try and go for a dream job, and I believe that you probably have an individual talent that you don't do anymore, or you do as a sort of sideline, that if you promoted with this clear conscience, this clear sort of feeling, you'll probably make this a very successful business if you sell yourself for the first time. But there's a few reasons why you can't do that. Fears and not knowing that this place exists is a couple. The fear of actually what it would be like to do your dream job and sell your own personality, if you like, sell yourself because you're good enough. I would argue that you don't even think you're good enough for that at the moment. And this is what I mean. You can't become a millionaire without feeling and accepting that that's a possible reality. And this isn't talking about law of attraction, this is talking about feeling. You would swap, or millionaires would certainly swap all the money in the world if you could promise them the feeling of comfortability every day until they pass. That's feeling comfortable, content, accepting people, accepting the lack of love they get from other people, accepting their own inner dialogue that can be negative, their own feelings that can make them feel mad and alienated from the world. This is a feeling that only you can get through knowledge, understanding, becoming aware, becoming sort of in tune with what it is that you really value, and if that sort of stuff that you value, is it real? I mean, is it right, or is it a belief system that you have about yourself that's just wrong, or a belief system about a value that's just murky? And the only way this takes place is breaking down every moment when you don't do the right thing in every situation. Now, it sounds like a mammoth challenge and a mammoth task, but it's really not. You actually stop and think about some things that you do throughout the day, and you overanalyze and overthink lots of things that you do throughout the day. Simple ones like when you choose to go to the toilet. Some people may go as soon as they feel like going. Some people might hang on until the last minute because they just are lazy, whatever it is. You make a decision all the time about dinners and might change that a few times. I'm not telling you to do something that you can't do. I'm telling you something you do all the time, but I'm just telling you to be a bit more aware of it. Your thoughts produce feelings and your feelings produce thoughts, and it works like this all the time. And usually there's a sort of puppet master that is controlling you because you're just reactive. And what I'm saying is you can step out of that sort of puppet being, pulled along and dancing when you have an egoic high and feeling calm when certain things are being met or you've had a bit of luck. There's a place where you can actually change and start to control yourself for the first time, really. And that's almost a paradoxical view that you have to let go of wanting to control yourself and your life and really understanding an important part of who you are. Now, some people will say they have a clear identity. They're aiming for a business, or they're a family person, or they have this sort of identity that they put to everybody else. But when you question that identity, you see that it's not really yours. It's probably more to do with your mum and dad's beliefs than your own, or it's more to do with their opposite beliefs that you've propelled to because of your own dislikes. And when you start to look at the identity that you are, you'll realise that you don't really know, because you question everything and you analyse it and you try something and it doesn't work out, and you try something and you really like it and then you just stick to that. So it's very difficult to hone in on a certain identity as an individual. Now, when you look out to the world, you see people and you think that's a role model, that's someone who's got everything sussed. But I can tell you now a secret. Everyone's just like you. They don't really have this identity. They think they do. Their identity has become them, but it's not really who they are. This identity that you're after could be somebody who's not great at making decisions. It might be somebody who hasn't got a goal plan, doesn't know where he wants to go or where she wants to go. And what I'm saying is that's your identity right there. And that's okay. But we can move on from that. We can say, okay, I don't know where I want to go because that's the way that I'm programmed. I don't like having a plan. And I don't want to be anything that I found any interest in. But within 5 years and 10 years and 15 years, you're going to definitely wish that you did something. You chose something and aimed for it and gave your heart to it. And I think this certain aspect that I'm talking about has to be something that just makes you feel good. A passion that you have that makes you feel good. And if you hone in on this and give it your all, what will happen in time is you'll go off on so many different branches. You'll actually see that even though it's not been the start, the end point hasn't been the start that you wanted, but the end point has perfectly been in this really good sort of area that you've almost never realised how much you enjoyed it, but you've accidentally turned up there. Now what I'm saying is, you're going to accidentally turn up somewhere, so why not enjoy every single day with this experience that you're already a millionaire? You've got everything that you could ever dream of. Friendships, relationships, work relationships, and work itself, and your ethics and your morals and your values are all for the very first time perfectly where they should be for you. And then your consciousness can expand from this point. It can work stuff out from this point because you've finally drawn a line in the sand. And the millionaire feeling is when you no longer get mental health. When you feel anxiety and you understand it so well that you don't think, I have to take medication, or I have to go to the doctors, or I can't see anybody. You actually realise that, my God, that's a great gift for me to be highlighted to someone, to observe it, to sort it out, to try and fix it, to tell people about it. You can enjoy it for the first time. Now, you could say that this is strange to enjoy your mental health and your problems, and in a way I'm saying you can enjoy the madness. I certainly enjoy the madness that I see every day. People in different areas of the world, certain people panicking, certain people feeling a fearful outcome to a reality that doesn't even exist yet, and we're all just playing around with this reality that we're trying to understand and know, in a sense that I have this identity and I exist in this place and this is how my life's going to pan out, as if you're right and it's perfect. The happiness that you really crave comes from handling all of that madness, really handling it, understanding it, knowing why it's there, how it's gonna be there, how you're a sort of really, really clever, stupid animal. And I don't think people are under the correct impression that that is what they are. I think the ego makes us think that there is a place where we can stand on a podium and everybody is going to love us and respect us and appreciate us, and this is what you've built up in your head, and there's a place where you won't even go close to this thought because you're like, no, I don't really want that, and you're just so confused, and it's like, what is the point of spending 90 years on a beautiful planet floating or spinning or doing whatever it's doing, expanding to or being drawn into the black hole, if you're going to have that feeling uncomfortable? You might as well feel good, and that feeling is possible every single day if you just do the right things.